going to be working with subtracting and subtracting with regrouping. And so there's several strategies that we use when we are subtracting, and I'm going to show you how to use those strategies, and then you can pick one that works best for you and answer the questions that are in your packet. So our first problem is 140 minus 67. And so when we're subtracting and we use our base 10 blocks, it's a little different than when we're adding because we're only going to draw out our first number. So I'm going to draw out my 140, and there's no ones. And so now that I've drawn that out, I am going to take away 67. So the first thing I'm going to start with is my ones. Now there's no ones, so I need to take away a 10 and put 10 ones. So now I've taken away a 10 and I've added my 10 ones. Now I can take my 7 ones away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you can see that I'm left with 3 ones. And then I need to take my 6 tens away. Now I only have 4 tens, which means I need to break my 100, and one 100 block is equal to 10 tens. So I need to draw 10 tens. So that doesn't mean that I draw when I have a total of 10. It means I need to draw 10 new ones. So right now I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So now I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 tenths. Now I can take my 6 away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to count what I have left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 tens left. And how many hundreds do I have? I have 0. I don't have any more because I used that one and I broke it. So now my answer is 73. So when you're using your base 10 blocks for subtracting, only draw your top number, your biggest number, and then you're going to take them away. You might have to break them and replace it with 10. So remember, if you have to break apart a 10 for some ones, you add 10 ones. If you need to break apart 100 for some tens, you add 10 tens. Now, we have subtracting with an open number line, and so we have done this at the beginning of the year, and so I wanted to remind you. And there's 2 ways. I have 2 different number lines, so I'm going to show you 2 ways. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my 71 over here, and I'm going to work backwards until I take away 29. So I'm going to take away 29. So the first thing I might do is I might make it a little bit easier. I might take away 1 just to get it to 70. So I know 1 minus 29 is 28. So now I'm going to take away minus 20. 70 minus 20 is 50. So now that is 21 that I've taken away. I'm going to take away 5, so that's 26. So that gets me down to 45. And then I'll take my last 3 away, and that will get me to 42. So I'm going to double check to make sure I took 29 away. 1 plus 20 is 21. 21 plus 5 is 26. And 26 plus 3 is 29. So my answer is 42. So a way that I can check that is now I'm going to start at 29, and I'm going to do as many hops as possible until I end at 71. So when we're doing it on open number line, you can decide, just like with elapsed time, what your hops are going to be. You might have just done 29 if that was easier for you. And so now I'm going to start by adding 20. When I add 20, that gets me to 49. I'm going to make it easy, and I'm going to do plus 1 so that I can get to 50. So I'm not yet to 71. I'm going to do another 20 hop because I know that that will get me to 70. And then if I just hop 1, it will get me to 71. So now to get my answer, I'm going to add up my hops. 20 plus 1 is 21, plus 20 is 41, plus 1 is 42. So when I add up all of these, it will equal 42. So you can see, you can see that no matter which way I did it, my answer was always 42. So you can either start at the top number and jump backwards until you take away your bottom number, or you can start at your bottom number and do hops until you get to your top number. And this was kind of adding. This is kind of doing the opposite of this. So if you're better at adding, maybe you want to start doing it with this open number line. But if you feel comfortable, you want to try the subtracting, try it with starting with the bigger number and hop back your bottom number. And then finally, we have our traditional route. So again, this is only done if you completely understand what you're doing with base 10 blocks. So I want you to do at least one with base 10 blocks, and then you can try the traditional, but don't just do this if you know that you don't understand why we take away 10s, okay? So our traditional is I have to do 8, I have to take 8 away from 0. I know I can't do that. So I'm going to borrow a 10. So now I only have 7 10s, and it's going to give me 10 ones. And so 10 take away 8 is 2. And then I need to take 6 away from 7, which equals 1. So 80 minus 68 is 12. So again, only try the traditional if you are comfortable understanding your base 10. Maybe you want to try one with an open number line. You got a couple of problems, so you can try out a couple different strategies, but pick the one that works best for you and makes the most sense for you, and go do the problems on your worksheet.